Hi, it's fitness and nutrition expert Sean Stevenson, and this is the Fat Loss Code. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of the most critical components for permanently getting rid of body fat that you've probably never heard before. I'm going to share these valuable tips with you completely free so that you can use them right away to start creating the body and life that you truly love. So make sure to focus in and watch this video to the very end. Because if you don't get these key distinctions to transform your body, then you'll likely get caught up in the same lies and confusion that millions of other people have been caught up in the last 50 years. Just take a look at this chart showing the rates of being obese and overweight in America alone. What do you notice about the figures in this chart? You probably notice very quickly that the rates of obesity keep getting higher and higher every single year. What's so shocking is this is happening even though there are more diet programs, exercise programs, gyms, books, magazines, boot camps, and TV shows dedicated to losing weight than ever before. Yet, as a society, none of it is making a big difference. What do you think the real problem is? It's definitely not lack of effort. People are trying harder than ever to finally get rid of their unwanted body fat. It's not lack of information. There's obviously a ton of it. But what all of my successful clients will tell you it is the fact that we're swimming in a sea of the wrong information, typically taught by people who don't have the real results themselves. You'll probably agree that just because everyone believes something is true doesn't mean that it is true. I mean, just a few hundred years ago, even the most intelligent people on the planet believed the world was flat. This was even taught in universities. But now we know that it was a belief that everyone had that we found out to be wrong all along. And this is what I'm going to share with you today. What faulty beliefs most people have about losing their unwanted body fat that I believe will become common knowledge in the next 10 years. I just don't want you to have to wait around for 10 years to hear the truth about these things. So pay close attention and I'll help you learn what mistakes to avoid and how you can actually annihilate your unwanted body fat for good. And I should know because I was 50 pounds overweight, sick, depressed, and struggling to get my life on track not too long ago. In the past, I actually didn't want to talk about this because it was pretty embarrassing. But I had to get over that and to be honest and let people know where I'm really coming from. So to make a long story really short, 13 years ago, I was sitting in the doctor's office waiting to get my results. He came in and told me that I had an incurable spinal disease and there was nothing I can do about it. I spent the next 2.5 years seeing experts, taking different medications, and hoping someone would help me. I steadily gained weight, got more and more depressed, and I didn't see any hope in sight. It wasn't until I hit rock bottom and realized that I had been lying to my friends about why I didn't want to go out and why I didn't want to do things. It was because I was uncomfortable with the way that I looked. Now, I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but it was not at all a great feeling to have. And it wasn't until I made the decision to get well, to stop blaming everyone else for my problems, and to take full responsibility for my life that everything changed. Over the next 6 weeks, I lost 30 pounds, got down to single-digit body fat, and most importantly, my pain was gone. People at my university noticed the changes in my body because they were obviously pretty shocking, and people began asking me for help. And that's where the birth of my career began. I shifted my course of study in college, graduated, and devoted my life to helping others to achieve the health and vitality that they deserve to have. Out of my greatest hardship came my life's mission and purpose. I know that whatever you've been through as well is going to help you to become the happiest, healthiest, and most successful person that you can possibly be. And it all starts with you making the decision that things are finally going to change. So let's dive into my 3 critical tips that I have for you today. If you follow what I'm about to teach you, you will literally impact your life in the most amazing ways for many years to come. The first tip is actually demolishing the biggest lie that I was taught in my university nutrition classes. The belief in this lie has caused the greatest amount of pain and suffering for people all over the world dedicated to losing weight. I once believed this lie too, but when I studied the mountains of clinical research, I discovered that this hypothesis was the biggest fallacy in the history of health. In college, I was told by my professors that in order to lose weight, it really boils down to calories, and I have to, quote, expend more energy than I take in. Basically, exercise more and eat less. The problem with this is that the data just doesn't back that up. Let me show you an example. Research shows that the average person eats 425 more calories per day than we did 4 decades ago. So let's do the math. 425 calories times 365 days each year. That equals 155,125 extra calories per year per person. There's 3,500 calories required to make a pound of fat. So 155,125 extra calories divided by 3,500 equals 44.32 pounds. This means, according to Calories In, Calories Out, we should be gaining an extra 44 plus pounds per person per year. And that's just for 1 year. So multiply that by the past 40 years, and that's 1,760 extra pounds for the average person. Now, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any 1,760 pound people walking around. And this is a clear-cut example that the calories in, calories out myth is ridiculous and is purely bad science. There is some value in looking at calories, but it's a far distant second to looking at the most important factor, which is your hormones. Your hormones actually determine what your body does with each of the calories that you eat. Your hormones also determine how many calories you burn during your day-to-day life. You can't manually force these things. If you drastically cut calories, like most people do when they're trying to lose weight, your hormones will slow your metabolism down to retain the fat and the calories you're trying to burn. Make sense? Your body is made to survive. It's designed to slow down the rate of energy expenditure if less food/nutrition is coming in than it's used to. Most people try to manipulate the system at the wrong place. Sort of like lighting a bunch of tiny candles in your house just because you're cold, instead of just changing the thermostat. The tiny candles are hardly doing anything. They'll take a lot of extra work and they'll eventually burn out. Changing the thermostat changes the entire environment in your house. Your hormones are your body's thermostat. Keep watching and I'll fill you in on how to improve your hormone function to make you more efficient at burning calories and burning fat. And how powerful is this for you to finally realize that calories aren't the real issue when you're working to lose unwanted fat? As a matter of fact, let me give you another practical example to really hammer this in. Have you ever seen someone that's really thin, that eats a ton of food, but they never seem to gain any weight? They're eating a lot of calories, but they're not gaining any weight. And this is because of what their hormones are doing. Many people have had this experience that when they're younger, they can get away with eating an insane amount of calories without really packing on any weight. But when they get a little bit older, if they even try to eat the same way, they're storing fat and gaining weight like crazy. And again, it's due to the hormonal changes in the body. The calories are the same, but the hormones are not. Here's just a few of the things that influence your hormones and how your body actually utilizes calories. If you have challenges with any of these things, you need to address them first before ever tampering with calories. Activity level, lean body mass, digestive health, inflammation, age, genetics, stress, organ efficiency, and many other factors. It's not calories in, calories out, and it never has been. There's a whole sequence of things that determine whether each calorie gets stored as fat, burned, or even assimilated at all. You have to address these things first before ever tampering with calories.